how would you get out? How would you get out in less than a minute? Where would you go? What are your escape routes? You know, that's really important. Plan that. Do exercises with your kids. And you know about earthquake because it's duck, cover, and hold, you know, underneath chairs, underneath tables, so that if debris falls, it doesn't fall on you. And then the other thing I was going to share was about your office and your home. Don't have anything heavy above your bed that if the earthquake happens, a plump.
This is for the.
Hello?
That's for the.
Hola.
Hi, can everybody kindly put themselves on mute? Thank you.
Anyway, no heavy things on top of your what do you call it? On top of your bed or any place by the door that would block the door from opening if you needed it opened. Because if an earthquake happened, that thing could hit your head. Also in your office, don't have your desk right near a heavy bookshelf that would fall on top of you if an earthquake happened. And just beginning to be prepared for those kinds of things is really important. If you're prepared, you can better prepare the people around you. So having a plan ahead of time. Also telephones. Telephones don't work when a disaster happens. In fact, my hard line worked, but my cell phone didn't work in the last emergency. And so what I would say, that cell phone towers fall. So have a plan, and also that get jammed because everybody's trying to phone everybody else to find if everybody's okay. Have somebody out of state or out of county that all your relatives can call to find out if you're okay, and that you can call in and find out if your relatives are okay. Does that make sense? So I'd like to open it up to questions. If anybody has questions about what I've said so far, or challenges, or any additional ideas, I just hit the tip of the iceberg. We're going to send you enough preparedness material to last you for 2 months worth of reading. But in the meantime, yeah, please unmute yourself and ask questions.
Hey Jill, it's Hillary Fish over at Natividad. I was curious what you would recommend as a parent. I haven't ever really heard from our school district about like a plan for disaster and things like that, like what we should do as parents, or maybe I missed the memo. I don't know, but
Sure.
what would you recommend as a parent to like kind of bring that to discussion?
The most fun thing to do is to go to Ace, someplace like Ace Hardware, or a local, hardware store, and go and have them help them shop for a preparedness kit. So they would have a whistle, they would have a candy bar, make it their worst tasting candy bar you can imagine. They would have a flashlight, and for those of you who are working, having one of those wind up radios, or where you don't need electricity to check on them. And you can even give one of those to your kids. It's a really small one. It's the size of a baby camera, and helping them prepare for that disaster is a way of empowering them. Because what happens in an emergency is we have a sense of vulnerability and loss of control. And what you want to do is empower your kids to do that. The other most important thing is to make sure you contact your school district. Phone your immediate school and talk to the principal and say, hey, I need to know what your disaster preparedness plan is. Where are our parents supposed to relocate their children if there's a major fire or an earthquake or a debris flow? How are you prepared to deal with that? Because every single school district, Ephraim can validate this, has a disaster plan. Is that not true, Ephraim? Can you unmute yourself? Yes. Yeah. I don't know, Hillary, does that help?
Yeah, so are you saying like for those things for them to be like kept in their desk, or
Mhm.
No, well, no, what
Hillary,
I would do is help to have a little backpack kit, or have a backpack kit for your home if they're at home, and I don't know if they're latchkey kids or not, but have it at home. And if something happens, they can run with that little.
Yeah, we have a kid at home. We have a full kid at home, but
Oh, you do. Oh, do you
Not
have
at
a
school.
small one for them?
no.
Okay,
But they're
well,
little. They're not teenagers yet.
yeah. Well, I'd get one for them and have them take it to school, and have it at school ready, and they can give it to their teacher if they want. But then whatever it is, it will be at school. And then if they're going to be at home with you, then they have the larger kit, which is really important. Does that answer your question?
Sure, thanks.
Yeah, make sure you contact your school though, because that should have happened. Maybe you missed the memo, but every single one of them has a disaster plan. Enid, you're smiling. What's up?
You know what, for my kids, I was really good about preparing at the beginning of the year. We'd get a Ziploc bag and I would put, like Jill said, take them to the store and have them pick out their favorite snacks, because if they're stuck in a disaster, they're not going to have anything to eat. So I would put, little graham crackers and, a flashlight and, a little roll up, just a little roll up cloth blanket that could, easily unfold. And then at the end of the year, if nothing happened, they'd bring it home and they'd have a hoopla of a time eating all the snacks that they had. And every year I just refill it. But, have their little name. And I even put like a family picture in there.
Excellent.
So they don't feel lonely.
Excellent.
And the teacher would keep it, in a safe spot, a designated, safe spot in the classroom for me. So that's what I did, Hillary. I don't know if you, if you want to do something similar, but that really worked for us. And they would look forward to eating at the end of the year, all their little snacks.
And the other thing I was going to say is first aid kit. I totally spaced on the first aid kit. That's a given, and have a family first aid kit for 5 people, and have the Band-Aids and the gauze and a mask. Make sure you have a mask, extra masks in your first aid kit, because not just because of COVID, but sometimes debris and dust because of whatever emergency you're in. And also when you're in a fire, and I think Demora is going to talk a little bit about this. If you're in a fire, the lower you are to the floor, the easier it is in terms of breathing. So the lower you are on the floor, all the smoke goes up to the top. So get your kids crawling out if you need to, or crawling out the window. Get them very close to the floor because it's good for breathing, in terms of breathing. Anna, you had a question, I think? Or did you just unmute by mistake? Do you recommend two-way radios? That was a good question. It's not necessary, but if you're working in a large agency, it's always good to have a two-way radio. What I tell everybody to do is get the crank radios, because it gives you time. Sometimes they have a compass on it, and they have a flashlight in those little radios. And you can find them at many of the hardware stores, or you can look up Red Cross preparedness supplies, and you could do that, but you don't need to buy a Red Cross kit. You can get one and make up your own, depending on what your personal needs are. And I want to thank all of you for being so honest about your degree of preparedness. I mean, I wasn't that honest when my friend came home. Yes, I'm prepared, as she was putting bottles underneath my sink. So you're brave souls to acknowledge that. And I just hope I'm going to check on you next month and see how many of you followed through. And I love Enid's idea of saving it for a year and then letting them eat the snacks, because they might not last for 6 months otherwise. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions before we go on? And Ephraim, have we heard from Demora? Is she going to be on?
In the chat, he sent me a direct message saying he's working on getting her connected. So
wonderful.
Yeah,
maybe
ready, I think she should be here already.
Oh, great. Okay. Demora, are you there? I'd love to introduce Demora, because she comes.
Damaris?
I'm sorry, I call her Demora. That's my
Hola,
fault.
buenos días.
Damaris. Hola, ¿qué tal?
Muy bien,
Yeah,
gracias.
it's okay, de nuevo. She's a wonderful woman that I just phoned and said, hey, would you be willing to? And she said, yes. She's one of our disaster preparedness volunteers who's bilingual and does these presentations in Spanish and English. And so if you have any need in your agencies to have preparedness done in Spanish, we'll give you the slide decks, but she can also probably attest to being able to speak to that. And just so that you know, Demaris, what I've already talked about, how to prepare themselves as agency workers, working before they prepare their constituents on how to take care of themselves. So that's what I've been talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for inviting me. I am not sure if this is more convenient in English or in Spanish because I speak Spanish more fluently. That's my first language.
In English is fine. In English is fine. Thank you, Damaris.
No,
You'll do
problem.
a great job.
Thank you, thank you. Well, just really quickly, I am in the station right now. I am a firefighter volunteering right now. So if I need to go, sorry about that. But I have some PowerPoint slides that I would like to share with you. But I would like just to repeat again, like the importance of be prepared for any disasters. Fires, of course, are imminent in our area, flooding, earthquakes, and more. But whatever kind of emergency we are, the most important thing is to keep calm and be ready. Like the training that you can do in your house with your family is the most important thing because you will be prepared. So one thing that the Red Cross wants to enforce or repeat is to have a plan at home, like a map of your house. Let's go to the third one, please. One more. Maybe one more. Sorry. I guess keep going. The first, the last one, it says, well, okay, let's stop there. Sorry, could you go one more? My bad. I want to see a map that is in there. Oh, maybe it's not there anymore. The map disappeared. Sorry. Well,
We can go back. You can go back.
What I want to say is in your house, with your kids, with wherever you live, friends or any person that you live in the house, you want to check all the windows to see if you can open it in any emergency for in any bedroom, in the kitchen, in the bathrooms. So check your windows, ensure how you can break the glass or remove the window if you cannot exit from the door, right? So just check your windows. That's very important, and create a map inside of create a map of your house that what is the most easy exit way. Have a backpack with all the emergency supplies like flashlights, medicines, eyeglasses, gloves if you need to take care or use any broken piece so you don't have injuries, gloves, water for 2 days or more, food for everybody. If you have kids, don't forget put diapers, wipes, things that your baby will need if you need to go outside of your house for some hours or days. For me, that I found very important is to have a copy of my documentation, like my passport, my social security, my green card in this case. Because if I lose that in the fire, I will not be able to recover it quickly, or I don't remember the numbers in my memory, right? So I need to have at least a copy of these documents. For me, it's also important to have some photographies of my family. It's also important to have recipes or something that means to you something, because if your house, for some reason, disappear for any disaster, it's very important to have things that means something for you. The material things, hopefully you can recover it, but photographies, letters, these things are not possible to recover. So it's important that you can put some meaningful things in your backpack. So when you grab it, you know you have important things there, things to
Could I
survive
say one
and things
thing
to
about a
have
backpack?
from your bag.
Could I say one thing, Damaris?
Yep.
It's really, really, really important not to put your kit in the closet.
Oh yeah,
Why not the
absolutely.
closet? Because guess what? If there's an earthquake, everything falls on top of it. It's very hard to get out. So you
Yep.
either have the kit by your bed or right by the door, you know.
Exactly.
So all
Yep.
you have to do is grab it.
Yes, that's exactly a super good recommendation. Near in the door. Also, if you have in the a car outside, it's possible for you leave it in the trunk. That's also a good idea. It's already there, so you can use it outside of the house. Of course, sometimes you cannot drive, but you can open the trunk and grab your bag from there. So that's a good recommendation, to have a easy access to your emergency kit. And also, you want to have a plan with your family where you want to meet, in case that somebody is not at home, but you have a designated area. If you can meet in that point, so you know everybody in the family is in that place, so you don't have a cell phones to communicate, or I don't know, you cannot communicate. At least you will try to meet in that place.
This is the part that I've already gone over.
Good.
Good. Okay. Before you came.
Oh, excellent. Perfect.
Yeah,
So
I did
meeting
about
place
how
is
to
very
prepare.
important. I
Yeah.
hear also that you recommend about the smoke um, grows and goes up. So you need to be in the bottom part of the house or the floor, like gateando. I forgot the name. Craving.
Crawling.
Thank you,
Crawling.
crawling. Thank
Crawling.
you.
Uh-huh.
It's super important be down because smoke raises. So you will know you cannot breathe after. So you need to go very low, and escape. But try to have your face, your kids, babies, or whatever person in your house low, very low. Super important also, you have any person at home that is disabled, it has a walker or a wheelchair or some type of equipment that they need to transport. Super important that you have an easy access for that person because they need you. So you need to be aware that sometimes doors are going to be failing or windows. You need to escape for a window. How are you going to save that person? Also, you cannot save it. Like you cannot have that person out. You need to communicate really quickly with the fire department, but because they need to extricate that person. So
One of the things that I think is really helpful is if you put on your refrigerator door your contact information, your medication, your doctor, so that because firemen often look and police personnel look on the refrigerator because that's a sort of a place where they look to see if there's any information on you. So you can put your family members down, you can put all that sort of information.
Exactly.
And that's really helpful. And knowing that you are going to have to deal with all of this stuff, doing it ahead of time, letting your neighbors know where you're going to go, so that if somebody comes looking for you, they can tell you it. And I can tell you from personal experience, when the earthquake happened, all the phones went down, and my boss had to come by bicycle to get me because the bridge to my house was broken. So imagine, just like Damaris said, have a plan of what your house looks like, but also have a plan of alternative routes in your neighborhood that you might need to use.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, you cover it. I need to leave now, so sorry about that.
Oh, no.
But
Oh, no.
please keep going, keep training, receiving information, talk with your neighbors, talk with your families. We never know when will be the moment we need to act. And maybe it's not for us, but we can help other people. So you have the info, you're ready to act, no stress out, just do it the best you can, protect your families and help others after you protect yourself and your family.
Have a safe experience, Damaris, and thank you so much for
Thank you,
being here.
Damaris.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
I'm
thank you
gonna
for inviting me.
I'm going to go on with where she stopped off in terms of tools. Emergency contact cards to carry with you. Important telephone numbers, like, guess what? If your phone doesn't work, you have to, and you haven't memorized, because I used to memorize all my friends' telephone numbers, have a card with the emergency contact telephone numbers on there, on your person, or in your kit, because the phones don't work. And so you can't look up in your iPhone or your flip phone telephone numbers of somebody because it doesn't work. So having cards is really helpful. And you can get them at Google Play or, apps. Oh, the Red Cross apps are really fun. There's a first aid app, there's a fire app, there's a flood app, there's I'm trying to think of, there's also have wildfire app. Anyway, Red Cross has a lot of apps you can look up on Google or on Red Cross App Store. Know which, could you, Ephraim, you're going too fast, my dear. Sorry. I know what disasters are more likely to happen in your area. If you live in Big Sur or in certain parts of Salinas, floods are more likely to happen, or debris flows. Or if in Santa Cruz, the Santa Cruz mudslides, mountains, have a disaster, at least one number of your household is trained in CPR and first aid. You don't have to take CPR and first aid through Red Cross, but I highly recommend it, because they now teach you how to do something without mouth to mouth, which they have a different training. And all you have to do is go onto your redcross.org website and you can sign up for any of those classes. But at least one of you should have that knowledge. Next one, Ephraim. Home fires. The causes of, one of the things, let me ask in the chat, what do you think is the most common effect of an emergency that causes harm, physical harm to people in an emergency? That's a good one. Anybody else? Panic, there's another one. No plan, thank you very much, YWCA. Injury from panic, not prepared, all good ones. The most common one is broken glass, because people are quite often jump out of their beds barefoot, right? And in order to get through the broken glass, they walk barefoot. So having shoes right by your bed and having shoes right by your children, so if they're emergency, maybe slip-ons, that they can put on really quickly so that they don't cut their feet with glass. Could you go to next slide? Reduce fire risk in your home. That goes without saying. Have you ever had a barbecue that's gone awry and you have to have fire? So have a huge fire, have something to eradicate that fire. What most people don't realize, if some oils, if you put water on them, that exacerbates it. So instead of oil, you can toss flour, or you can have one of those little mini, what do you call them? Now here I go again. I should know the name of them. Fire extinguishers, a baby fire extinguisher in your house somewhere. Okay. Just how many of you have installed a fire alarms in your house? Raise your hand in the chat. Nobody? Well, a few people. Yeah, great. I'm glad to hear it. Good. Really, really important. And if you live in particular neighborhoods, by the way, Red Cross goes neighborhood to neighborhood especially in low income housing areas and in undocumented areas, and installs free fire alarms, and quite often goes a week ahead of time to tell people they're coming by. And if they want a fire alarm installed, they can do that. And you can get a hold of disaster services in your local chapter and ask for that. Ask for your neighborhood. Okay, here, can we keep on this one for a moment? Okay, back from that one. Thank you. Reduce fire risk. 3 feet from the heat, avoid overloading outlets. Next, thank you. Thanks, Ephraim. Smoking is dangerous. Yes, we do know about that one. And if you have candles, everybody loves candles, but be aware that you can just, move really quickly and your sweater or your dress or your jacket will catch fire. And then you have to figure out what you're going to do. So just be careful, not just of smoking, but of candles, because all of us love to light candles, but make sure it's safe. When you put them and have water at the bottom of them, if you fall asleep with a candle on. Smoke alarm saves lives. I have one of those, and it used to drive me crazy because I'm not tall enough to reach it. And I'd burn things on the stove. So I've instructed all my housemates not to burn anything because I can't reach the fire alarm. Okay, next. This I talked a little bit about. Escape route. Call 911 the minute you get out of your house. And if you can't get out of your house, phone 911 from your house if you're in a fire. Plan escape routes. We talked about that. Next. Safe meeting place. We talked about that. Assign, whoa, can we go back to that one? Pets. Think about, go ahead, Nick. Practice with pets. But have a pet supply. If you love pets, have enough food for your pets in your disaster kit. Next. Thank you, Ephraim. You're so patient with me. Practice, practice, practice. Next slide. Prepare children. Closed room. Feel the door. Whoa, back. Feel the door. Do not open the door. The door is hot. Don't open it. Block your air vents because that's how smoke gets in. Call 911 and signal for help. Next slide. Go ahead. We did that already. Thank you. Earthquakes, we talked about that. Duck, cover, and hold. I used to be door frame. I screamed door frame in the 89 earthquake. That was when door frames were the safest place. Go ahead. I'm sorry if we're going over. I have 1 more minute and I'm trying to do it quickly and I apologize for that. But all these slides will be available to you. So just to know that you can take them with you. You can share them with whoever you like. And if you want a facilitator to do them, we'll get those done for you. Consider earthquake insurance. I never considered earthquake insurance, but when everything fell off of my bookshelf, I started thinking earthquake insurance, and it's worth, for those of you who can afford it, it's worth it. Secure your water heaters. And by the way, PG&E will do that for you. They'll come in and secure your water heaters. And if you have men in your household, there's a wrench that you can use and they can teach you how to use that wrench. Or you already probably know that because most women are empowered by now. And, but you learn how to use the wrench to open and close your water valve in your water heater. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there because the rest of it is pretty redundant. If you're trapped inside, that I would really like to go over for just a second. And then I promised to stop talking. No, no, the other way. Keep on going. I'm really sorry about this.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna stop because we go into floods as well. I want everybody to have a chance to talk about their stuff. But in the slides, you'll see what to do to prepare yourself in a car if you have to get out of a car, and also how to prepare yourself, how to get out of your house if you're trapped. I just want to thank you for the time that you've taken to listen to me. The slides will be in the chat for you. You can reach out to me at any time and I can get a hold of Damaris if you want a training in Spanish for your agency constituents. I'm sorry? But right now, I would like to, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask any questions in the chat. Unmute yourselves and ask in person. I always like talking to people in person.
Well, thank you, Jill. I learned a lot. One thing I did write down is look at the Red Cross apps. I didn't know Red Cross had apps for different types of disasters, floods, earthquakes.
Yeah, they
and
do.
Yeah, so thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
That's something I learned today. So thank you so much for taking the time. And like Jill said, a disaster can happen anytime, guys. And to be quite honest, I am not prepared. We moved into this new home about 5 years ago, and it's always been on my to-do list, get something together, and I haven't quite gotten around to it. So that is on my to-do list for New Year's resolution, is get that done for my own family.
Well, you know, I'll challenge you next month. Every single one of you, I'll say, hey, have you done it? Have you done it? Is this adequate enough for you? Or do you have anything, burning questions?
And I do have a question,
ask?
Jill. You know,
Yeah.
for a meeting place, like you said, your home may burn down and you may not have a home. You mentioned something about having an alternate meeting place for a family. Any recommendations of where that should be? Or
If you're in an earthquake, an open field
an open
is the
field?
safest place. And you can look on NOAA, a site which is the weather. It will also tell you if you're close to an earthquake fault. So you can look that up. An open field is really good. Sometimes schools are a great place to regroup. If you have a middle school or an elementary school near you that you could go to, that might be good. But far, it could be a park. It could be a restaurant. It could be actually anything that is a comfortable place where your children feel safe and you feel safe, or your neighbors or your family, or your roommates feel safe, or a frequent place that you visit so you don't have to remember where to go or find an address. Does that help?
Yeah, it sure does. Thank you.
Yeah. If you're in a flood area, as far away as you can get from the flood area, especially if you're in a debris zone and they have planned evacuations for other areas, as far as you can get away from to an evacuation center is really good. Red Cross has a number of what you call it, they have evacuation centers, but they also have shelters. And the evacuation centers can give you up-to-date information about anything that you may need in terms of what's going on, where the nearest places are that are safe, the schools that are open, the routes to take. So your evacuation centers are a great place to go. Your schools are a great place to go because they have all disaster plans.
Great, thank you.
So that's really
That's given
important.
us.
And Red Cross shelters as well. We
Thank
have
you.
now the county, and any of you who work for the county know that the county now quite often runs the shelters, and Red Cross volunteers just come and help.
Wonderful. Great.
yeah.
Are there any more questions for Jill? Any more questions for Jill Hoffman from the American Red Cross? And she's ready, available by email, by phone. So if there's questions you think of
Yeah.
later, feel free to reach her by email.
And my phone is 831-566-8841. So feel free at any time if you need to call me about anything. You are so welcome. I really, I love the call, and I'm really curious about how this went for you.
And I'll put this in the chat for everyone, okay? All right, thank you, Jill. So next on our agenda, I would like to go around and just, let's go alphabetically and start off with the A's and give everybody an opportunity to introduce themselves and share about their program, any updates, and anything you would like to share with the Cisne. So let's start with the A's. We have quite a few A's on the call. We have Adriana, Annette, Alejandra, Alejandro. Who would like to go first? Adriana, Alexis?
You can go first, Enid, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, hi, everyone. My name is Alexis Garcia Rasola. Happy to be with you guys again, this time through my capacity working for Valley Health Plan, which is the new healthcare provider, or the new healthcare insurance that will be rolling into our service here in the Central Coast, specifically Region 9, which is San Benito County and Monterey County. And basically what we do is it's a choice for medical care for employer groups, covered California, and individual family plans. It's quality, local, and affordable, which is a motto. And what's different about this healthcare plan is that it's an HMO, which basically means you have a choice when it comes to choosing your provider, right? And you can choose a provider that best meets your needs. And like I mentioned, areas that we'll be covering will be Monterey, San Benito, and our in-network details include Natividad Medical Hospital, Salinas Valley Memorial, Community Hospital, Monterey Peninsula, Clínica del Valle de Salud, Montage Medical Group, San Benito Medical Associates, and amongst other more as well. But in all, I just want to let you guys know that we'll be coming into, we are in Region 9 already, and we hope that you can see a little bit more about us soon, and hopefully we can give a more in-depth, thorough presentation in the incoming months. But in all, VHP has the lowest and mirrors its products, which means preventative care is free and pediatric vision and dental is included for members 19 and over. So again, we are the lowest cost medical provider because we are locally based in San Jose. So that's who we are, Valley Health Plan. Happy to be here.
Thank you, Alexis. And you might recognize the name. Alexis is very involved in our community. He used to work for Community Bay Power, and he currently sits on the board with the city of Seaside. So very involved in our community. Thank you, and it's an honor to have you here this morning.
Thank you.
Anyone else would like to program share? A's, letter A.
Enid, can I toss it over to my supervisor, Ashley Bejarano, which I think is online as well. I think
Yes.
she can
Okay.
so introduce herself since she'll be the point of contact. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Ashley, are you on the call?
Hi, yes, I'm on the call. Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Bejarano. I'm the manager of our sales department here at Valley Health Plan. So thank you, Alexis, for giving that intro to who we are. Just want to reiterate that we will be a new option for San Benito and Monterey County in covered California. So residents of those counties can receive subsidies that'll lower their monthly costs. We have a great network that Alexis went over, and we will be the lowest cost option. So for those looking for insurance, it's a really great option that they'll have this open enrollment period. We also offer a product off exchange, and we're really unique in the sense that we don't require documentation. So we don't require a social security number. So those who don't qualify for covered California, enrolling directly with us might be a really good option for them. So you'll hear more from us in the coming months now that we're in your area. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. And if you can please add your contact information in the chat and also in the sign-in sheet.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other A's that would like to program share? Letter A, seeing none? No? Okay, we'll go on to the letter B's. Anyone on the call that their first name starts with B?
I'll go ahead and go.
Thank you, Blanca.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Blanca Valverde. I'm a family and community liaison for Santa Rita Union School District. And just an announcement, we are doing our first jacket drive. So we're started collecting jackets for our needy students. And we're gonna be doing this until the 15th of this month. And we're gonna distribute those jackets to our needy students before they go on winter break. So you could always reach out to me if you would like to donate some jackets for our needing students. I'm gonna put my phone number on the chat. And I'm gonna send the flyer to Efrain so he could share it with all of you. Thank you.
And then you're also having the resource fair this coming the 11th, right? December 11th. Did you want to share the flyer
Yes.
on the chat?
Yes.
Do you still have slots?
We don't have any more room. Well, we do have room, but right now we're telling the agencies that we might have to set them up in the basketball court because all the spaces for the inside are taken. So if anybody else wants to come and share the information with their families, we do have room, but we don't guarantee that it's going to be inside the cafeteria.
And that will be December the
December
11th.
11 from 11 to 3. And if you're participating, setup is starts at 10 a.m.
At Santa Rita School, ¿verdad?
At Santa Rita School District. And you should have received an email with all the letter and information detailing on.
Okay. And if anyone would like more information, can they contact you or?
Yeah, they could contact me and I'm gonna, if I can share the flyer with everybody, but I'm gonna put my phone number in the chat.
Thank you so much, Blanca.
Thank you. And thank you to those who are gonna be coming and sharing the information with our families. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Thank you, Blanca. Anybody else with the letter B that would like to share, program share? B, C, going down the alphabet? And seeing none, we'll go on to D's, letter D's. E? Letter E? Anyone would like to program share? Let's see, Enid, I would like to share that Natividad continues to have COVID-19 clinics every Wednesday for 12 and over. We do have those clinics scheduled every Wednesday from 2 to 4, and you can go on to myturn.ca.gov. And then we will also have special clinics for those 5 to 11 with the Pfizer that will be taking place later on this month of December. And you can also be checking My Turn every week. As soon as we have a flyer ready, I will distribute it to the Cisne listserv for those of you that would like to take advantage to get your children or grandchildren ready for the winter season and have their vaccines. We will be hosting those here at Natividad as well. Okay, going on, anyone else with the letter E would like to give updates? This is your opportunity to program share, give updates on your agency. Okay, anyone with the letter F? First name F? About G's, anyone with the letter G? No? H? No? Jay, there's a Jocelyn on the call. Would you like to share? Jay,
Jesus Lopez, California Rural Legal Assistance. I'm just wanted to let you know we open to the public 2 days a week. And starting January, we're gonna open the office for 4 days a week. So we see clients in person right now 2 days a week, Monday and Tuesday. And January, we're gonna open from Monday to Thursday. In
Wow,
person.
almost back to a full week. Wonderful, Jesus.
Yep.
That's so good to know. Thank you.
So thanks for letting us share.
Yes, of course.
Hi, Joe Ferrotti from Monterey County, CalWorks Employment Services. We run the county's Welfare to Work program. I just dropped 2 brochures into chat. We're supporting a CalFresh employment and training program. There's over 22,000 CalFresh recipients in the county, and these employment and training program services allow to provide ancillary benefits like payments for transportation, dependent care for job seekers that are receiving CalFresh. Our outreach team is going to be attending several events. I think Blanca at the Santa Rita School District's event, we're going to be over there. And if anybody needs any information, the phone numbers are in the brochures. Thanks so much. This is a wonderful meeting and I'm really glad to be here.
Quick question, Joseph. For this benefit, do they apply through the new Benefits Cal portal? Is Monterey County one of the counties?
If you're not currently receiving CalFresh, that's correct. You can apply through the Benefits Cal portal. Anyone that's currently receiving CalFresh would be eligible for this program, and they can call our number. Now, you can't be receiving both the CalWorks and CalFresh because you'd be receiving your benefits through one program or the other. But definitely, please get this information out to anybody you know that might be receiving that benefit.
Thank you so much. Anyone else with the letter J that would like to program share, give updates?
It's Jill again. But there's, yeah. Is there any other Jay who wanted to talk? I don't want to supersede. I talked so much already. I just wanted to let you know, first of all, that you have a wonderful holiday. But aside from that, I wanted to let you know about Restoring Family Links. I try to mention it every time. We reconnect families who are lost due to forced migration, war, or disaster. That includes undocumented, it includes illegal. What we do is, our whole mission statement is to support people in time of disaster, war, the most vulnerable. And we don't look at we don't identify as whose side you're on or whatever. And it's also important, I think, in terms of preparedness, if you went to an evacuation center or you went to a shelter and you were undocumented, nobody has the right to know about whether you're undocumented or not. And we don't allow the police to go in to the shelters. They're not allowed to go into them, particularly because we don't want to scare people, but also because that's a safe haven for many people who are vulnerable, who have difficulties with green cards or whatever. And I thought that was important to mention. So you can always contact me. I put the correct spelling of my name and my email in the chat now, so that if you have any questions, you can contact me. But in the meantime, have a beautiful December.
Great, thank you so much. Any other J's that would like to share, program share? JH or I's? Dr. Jimenez, would you like to program share, give any updates? H-I-J.
Hi. Well, Hartnell is such a, diverse institution with different programs. I just encourage everyone to go to our webpage, hartnell.edu. There's programs for formerly and system impacted students, for dreamers, foster youth, veterans, you name it, adult education. So feel free to reach me too. I'll send my email. I'm a sociology professor, but I can most definitely put you in contact with anyone at Hartnell that you may need to get a hold of.
Wonderful. Okay. Anyone else with H, J?
Hi, good morning. I'm not a J, but I'm also from Hornell, so I'll jump on that.
My name is Miriam Vasquez Gonzalez, and I am the undocumented liaison here at Hartnell College. We at Mi Casa provide services for our undocumented students, and we continue to do that. The transition, to virtual and now to in person to an extent has been difficult for our students, but we are here to support all of our undocumented students and any potential students. So you can always reach us at micasa@hartnell.edu. But we provide onboarding services. We provide services, in dealing with the paperwork that is related to being an undocumented student and having access to the various support areas in our campus, and also, doing a more holistic approach. We understand that there's a lot of concerns for our students and some barriers that they have to navigate through. So we are here to support them, not just in the educational aspect, but also making sure that they feel fully to embark on their educational journey. Sadly, we have seen our numbers go down. So if you do have an undocumented student that's in the high school, or someone who's thinking about coming back to Hartnell or just retaking on their education, we are happy to work with them, just to guide them and provide them all the information necessary to make well decision about their education and their future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miriam. Always a pleasure to have you on the call and sharing, the valuable services, because it is, challenging even for us that are computer literate to get, used to this new virtual world. It's real challenging, it is. So thank you for being that support for our students to help them succeed. Anyone else with HIJKL that would like to program share or give updates? This is your time. We have about 20 minutes left on the call. Any N or any N through Z, anyone else that would like to program share or give program updates?
Hello, my name is Patty Cruz, and I am the Energy Public Engagement Associate at Central Coast Community Energy, your local energy provider. And just a little bit about Central Coast Community Energy. We were Monterey Bay Community Power. And our agency is committed to reduce greenhouse gas emissions through local control and the implementation of innovative energy programs. Today, I want to talk to you about our new program that was launched on November 9th, which is our Electrify Your Ride program. And this program incorporates rebates for level 2 EV chargers, as well as related home electrical upgrades. This is a rebate for electric bikes for residents, residential commercials, agriculture customers, as well as member agencies. They're welcome to apply. These have higher incentive amounts, will be available through this program for income qualified customers to promote greater adoption of transportation electrification in disadvantaged and low income communities. Member agencies will have the option to reserve funding under the program for future fleet EV purchases. We have a budget of total of $3.1 million with $2.5 million allocated for customers incentives, and funds will be available through September 30th of next year, or until funds are fully reserved. So that's our program. I will drop the link in our chat. We're also, we have applications open for our Community Advisory Council. So in case you know anybody that wants to be part of our council, I will drop the link as well. Any resident or business owner, there's positions open for that. With that, I just want to say happy holidays, stay safe, and I'll drop all the links in that box. Thanks.
Thank you for sharing, Patty. And that includes, electrical, Electrify, right? The Electrify program. So thank you so much for sharing that rebate program. There's a lot to be learned. Maybe we can have you as a speaker soon. Anyone else that would like to program share?
Yeah,
with
Philip Geiger.
Yeah. Hello, Philip.
Hi, Philip with the Alzheimer's Association. Thank you, everybody, for the opportunity to be a part of this collaborative. I learn something new every time that I attend one of these meetings, and I enjoy getting to know all the participants and all the services and programs that they offer to our community. The Alzheimer's Association provides programs and services in English and Spanish at no cost to everyone. We have educational programs, support groups, information and referrals, and also individual care planning. I'm going to drop all this information in the chat for you, as well as a flyer on December programs in English and Spanish, and an upcoming program we have for caregivers on mindfulness in English coming up on the 4th. So, you know, this is a terrible disease. More than 5,400 people in Monterey County are afflicted with Alzheimer's and dementia, and another 8,000 plus loved ones and caregivers are affected. And I want everybody to know that they are not alone, that there's a community support from them, from us and other organizations that we partner with, some of them here on the call and others. And we do gather information from our partners and share that with our constituents as well. If anybody wants to reach out to us, I will also put my email in the chat. Thank you. Have a great holiday season.
Thank you for sharing, Philip. Such valuable services. And, you know, one thing is sure in life is, you know, departing from our loved ones. And so thank you for all the resources you provide and making that transition a little more smooth. Is there anyone else who would like to program share, give? I have a few hands up. Victoria, you would like to go ahead and talk, Victoria?
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Victoria Partida. I am with Community Health Partnership based out of San Jose, but we serve Monterey, San Benito, Santa Cruz, and Monterey counties. And we provide free breast and cervical cancer education. So if you have any groups or anybody that would like to learn more about why they should get screenings for breast and cervical cancer screening, please let me know. And we're more than happy to provide the workshops via Zoom, or if you're available for in-person, we're also doing in-person presentations. And we're able to do those in Spanish, English, and Triqui. Thank you.
Thank you. And that is an income-based program, and citizenship status is not an issue. And you can contact her if you can drop your contact information in the chat. Thank you so much. Let's see, I have Viridiana Roman with her hand up. Would you like to go next, Viridiana?
Yes, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I keep having today so many tech issues, so I kept logging in and out. But thank you for this space and being able to be here. We do have some programs. My name is Viridiana Roman. I am the program coordinator for NAMI Monterey County, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. We will be starting the year next year with a lot of programs, English and Spanish. We are hoping to soon be able to have our program scheduled for family members who have someone who struggles with a mental health condition, and actually learn how to communicate with them, how to help them, how to support them, learn about mental health conditions, treatment options, and coping skills for themselves and their loved ones, as well as advocating for the loved one in the county level, state level, and national level. Our programs will be offered in English and in Spanish, both for family members. And we are also hoping to be able to provide a peer-to-peer program, which is specifically for those individuals who struggle with a mental health condition. Each program tend to meet weekly for 2 hours. The English version of Familia Familia, which is family family, is for 8 weeks. And then the Familia Familia is 12 weeks. And our peer-to-peer program is 8 weeks as well. So they each tend to meet 2 hours throughout the week for those amount of sessions, as well as our participation in program will be through Zoom still due to the pandemic. And we also have support groups for each of them as well. So also, I like to extend the invitation of becoming volunteers with NAMI. Individuals who take our programs are able to also become facilitators of the program, and that can go to them anywhere. For example, they live in California and they happen to move to Texas or Florida or any other state. they can actually take that along with them because NAMI is a national organization. And so they can just go to the local NAMI and start doing the volunteer with them. So the reason why I also mentioned this is because we will be actually hosting a family-to-family training, and we've been allowed to extend the invitation to anyone who is maybe interested in supporting community members and wanting to educate and be a facilitator and volunteer with NAMI. So we'll be having a training of family-to-family volunteers and facilitators in January 28th, 29th, and 30th. For anyone who may be interested, it is a commitment we ask our individuals to do, maybe teach a class per year, and just supporting NAMI Monterey County or NAMI National if you want to do that in forms of becoming volunteer, and if you're passionate and want to support the community regarding mental health services. And I'll be posting my information here soon, as well as our volunteer coordinator, if you'd like to contact them in regards to our training in January.
Thank you. Thank you, Viridiana. Thank you. And especially right now during the holidays, it seems like, you know, mental health seems to be more of a hot topic. So thank you for sharing these valuable resources, especially during, you know, this holiday season. Anyone else that would like to program share or give updates? This is your time. We have a few more minutes.
Hi, Annie. I did want to offer, I did want to talk about, so, you know, I'm a sociology professor at Hartnell College and I teach sociology. I'm in the process of developing a sociology course of food, culture, and society. I'm super excited, but why I'm sharing this is because I'm also a certified health coach. And I just want to send a gentle reminder to everyone right now that, you know, the holidays are approaching and we have to acknowledge that our bodies have changed in the last year and a half, you know, 2 years. Like our bodies are always changing, right? Our bodies are not static. And, you know, due to COVID, some people have gained weight, some people have lost weight, people have been sick, people have died, right? So I have family members and I have friends who are experiencing a lot of fat phobia by people that are family members and friends. And so I just want to remind you that you're not, you know, like our bodies are the way that they are at this moment in our life, right? And unfortunately, because of the fat phobia in our society, a lot of our loved ones internalize these ideas and ideologies and toxic narratives that impact our health and our well-being. And so I just kind of wanted to put this out there and just be gentle with yourself, be gentle with your body, remind yourself, I mean, to come to a place of loving your body. It's mainly accepting where we're at with our bodies and giving gratitude for what our bodies are able to do. And I want to offer you some food mantras, because I also believe that in order to have a relationship with our food, especially our culture foods and the holidays, that we should enjoy our foods without guilt and shame. And so I want to share with you and leave you with a couple food mantras. One is that food is sacred and that I allow myself to explore new ways of eating. I give gratitude for the workers who harvest the food that I'm eating. I do not need to earn my food. My eating habits do not define my worth. My body doesn't define my worth. So thank you. Thank you, Annie, for allowing me to share this.
Thank you so much. And I will practice that mantra.
I really wanted to, I'm sorry for interrupting again, but I wanted to talk to you about something that most people don't know we're starting to do. Red Cross is working with climate change, and especially in Monterey, Salinas, Big Sur, and the Santa Cruz Mountains, it's become really realistic that we're having more and more disasters. So what we did is we partnered with agencies within the community, like Elkhorn Slough, who just bought more land in Moss Landing and in Monterey, with the Fire Council, with Tiffany West and the Boardwalk